What's up, dude and dudettes? It's your boy KlassiK coming at you with some new Digimon content. In this video, we'll be going over a deck profile that I brought to my locals that had about 16 people in it, and I actually came first in using this Mega Zoo profile deck. So without further ado, let's get it cracking. So first of all, we're gonna start with the babies, Demivimon. We only run 4. I find it never really comes out. I know a lot of people like to run the Upamon in there as well, but for me, the 4 is more than enough. And the reason why we run those 4 is so we can run the 4 Vmon with jamming. Now, jamming is a ridiculously powerful effect. If you haven't noticed, this will single-handedly let me just win games, and the draw effect from the Demi Vmon's also really good. And to finish off our rookie lineup, we also play 2 Zubamon. Now, I really like Zubamon's effect. It's good for getting other pieces into the deck that we need, like some of the other bigger megas, because it lets you grab both a Ragna Lordmon and creature with Legend Arms, so that's really helpful. Not only that, it digs for 5 cards, so even if sometimes you don't hit what you need, it's still 5 cards deeper, and then that's 5 other cards you might know in security. So those are our rookies. So let's go on to our megas here, because that's what we all came for. So we play 4 Hyandramon. He is a 12k beat stick. Can't go wrong with that. He's also a 10 drop, so he lets us just start playing the game right away, just dropping big guys right away, and he's black, so that'll help us get into Ragna Lordmon in case we don't open up with some of the other guys. So we got those guys, and then we also play 2 Phoenixmon. Literally the exact same reason why we play the Hyandramon. It's 12k, it's 10 drop, and it's red, so it just helps us go into the other megas in case we brick a little bit at the beginning. And just to let you know, this deck does not brick very often. It's very rare, so yeah, just saying. We then play 2 Magidromons, and the reason why we play Magidromon is because he is a blocker, and he also has D-Digivolve 2. Now, that is a ridiculous ability. I can't stress it enough. This card has come in so clutch when people have built up in the raising area, bring it out, and then I'm just slap down a Magidromon and watch their hopes and dreams fade away. So we play 2 of those, and then we also play 2 Craniummons. Now, I find playing more Craniummons than this was a little bricky. I had to take one out. That I don't like very much because it is a 13 drop, so unless your opponent gives you a lot of memory, you're kind of not going to be casting it very easily. But if it sticks with the amount of blockers that we have in the rest of the deck, this is actually a really good spice. So we run 2 of those. We then run 3 Volcandramons. I didn't know how strong Rookie Rush was going to be at my locals. Wasn't very big, to be honest with you, but there was a lot of D-Brigade players, and this was helping out a lot. I also just really like the fact that it has security attack +1. So if it survives the first one, it doesn't really matter if it dies on the second hit. It's getting 2 cards, so that's really good. So that's why we play 3 of those. And then we play 3 Puppetmon. Now, I know you're probably thinking you're throwing out a lot of colors out here, but it'll make sense in a little bit. Puppetmon is a ridiculously spicy tech. Keyword on Puppetmon says when it taps something down, it doesn't untap for the rest of until their next turn. But the key part about that is if they have anything tapped, Puppetmon will make sure that they stay tapped. Not only that, when he attacks, you get the plus memory. That doesn't come up too often, but it is nice. So I really like Puppetmon. He's really good tech, and come on, that artwork is spicy. So next we play 3 Magidromon. Now, this is hands down the MVP of this entire deck. I highly recommend you play it. I feel 4 is a little much. 3 is just perfect. You never want to see this guy in security. If you see this guy in security, it's a bad day. But when you hardcast this guy right when you're nice and low, oh my goodness. I've seen people just straight up pick up their card and scoop because no one wants to face something when you have 5 security again, especially when you're playing against Mega Zoo and you're just dropping bombs after bombs. So that's why we play this. MVP. Don't forget. MVP. All right. Next, we play 2 Durandumon. Now, I personally like Magidromon more than Durandumon. Piercing's nice. It's cute. I like it. It's helped out a couple times and helped me get through some games. But for the most part, the blocker is where it's at. So we only run the 2 Durandumon. And then we max out on the Magidromon. This card is one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. We play a lot of level 7s in the deck. I think we played 4, 8, 9 level 7s in the deck. So being able to give every single level 7 I have in this deck blocker is ridiculous. And so many times as they come up and help, this is a must. If you're playing the Ragna Lordmon package, you need to play 4 of this. That's all I'm going to say on that. You just need to play 4. And then we're going to go into the big boys. So we got 4 Ragna Lordmon. Now this card, I don't know what they were thinking when they made this card, but this card is ridiculous. The fact that if you have a Magidromon already on the field and you slap a Durandumon onto it, this evolution is free. Free! Are you kidding me? So that's just ridiculous, because if you have all 3 of those, it's getting security attack +1, reboot, piercing, and blocker. I don't know what else to say. It's 14K. This thing is a monster, and this is what we try to power to immediately. So we play 4 of those. We also play 4 copies of Chaosmon. Now this is where the Puppetmon comes into play, and then I play a majority of black, so I can actually get to Chaosmon pretty easily. Piercing is not to be underestimated. This is ridiculous on Chaosmon. I know I said it's not great on Durandum, but on Chaosmon, it's a completely different story. The fact that it untaps itself and then you can attack any Digimon that's even untapped is ridiculous. It's bonkers. I don't know what else to say. But the keyword on this also, it says it unsuspends this Digimon, period. So you don't have to attack with it. You can just unsuspend it. And if you give it the blocker with Magidromon, that you have a 14K blocker that your opponent can't deal with next turn. And if they try to attack you, you can block it and then pierce into it. It's just bonkers. So I really highly recommend playing 4 Chaosmon. And then for our last one, we play Omnimon Alter S. Gotta flex on them a little bit. Omnimon's just ridiculous. D-Digivolves, and then anything with 5,000 or less is wiped off the field on your opponent's side, and when he attacks, you can return one of your level 6s back to your hand to make them unblockable. That's crazy, because a lot of our level 6s we want back in our hand so we can get into our other big guys. So we run the 1 Omnimon. If I had more, I would probably take out a Chaosmon and add another Omnimon, but, you know, only got 1. So next, we will play 2 Izzy here. Now, I know people are gonna tell me I'm weird for playing this Izzy because the first, like the on play effect, the reveal, getting the 3 black, that's almost never gonna happen. It's only ever happened to me like 1 time. But the fact that it lets you put those cards back in any order that you want, I cannot stress to you how important that is. In a Mega Zoo deck, we are not drawing a lot of cards. You're slapping down Megas, you don't have a chance to Digivolve a lot. This will help you fix the top of your library to get what you need in the opening. Also, being put to 3 suddenly makes that Craniummon from earlier a feasible drop. So, play 2 Izzy. That's my recommendation. Then we play not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Kikatis Bread. Now, I personally like Kikatis Breath over Terraforce. It's 1 cheaper, and sometimes people will build their decks and their hands around the big creature that they have on the field, getting up to that Mega, and if you just nuke that Mega, they don't have the other resources to get there. So it's basically the exact same thing. Seeing this in security is my favorite thing, because it's always active, because we always have the baby here in Raising. So it is always online, and it has won me and saved me numerous times. If you're going to have flat-out removal in this deck, this is the removal to have. 4 Kikatis Bread. All right. Then we play not 1, but 2 Hammer Spark. I was just kind of looking for a placeholder for this, to be honest with you. It's also just free memory. You can't go wrong with free memory. It's really strong that way. It also helps make it so in case we break on the first hand and we don't have anything, at least we can play like a Puppetmon or something, or the Magidromon if we absolutely have to. I don't see why we would, but there's been times where I just need that extra memory, and Hammer Spark comes in clutch. Not only that, the security effect's pretty good. And to round it off, we play 2 Kaiser now. Now, I know a lot of Mega Zoo decks run 4 Kaiser now. I find it so incredibly bricky, it's not even funny. I run the 2 copies. I never want to see this in security. When it gets in security, I feel super bad. And to be honest, it doesn't pop up as much as you think it would, even with all the like level 7s that I have. It actually just doesn't pop up as much as I would like it to, but that's why we only run the 2 copies. So, yeah. So that's the deck profile, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we can start making some more of these, and I can show you guys some other content. So like, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace.